visiting the achievement.
Yeah, it really.
Whoa.
How do you
So many people.
Too many people?
I said there's so many people.
How do
It's
you
overwhelming.
14 people at once.
15.
Do you just all get
Why
on
do you
one
ask that
couch?
question before the
I don't know. I don't think we could get you all on one couch. But this is solid. Yeah, this is good. We'll be
Cool.
good. So, how did you guys all get together for the project, so to speak?
I'm not answering.
Alcoholics Anonymous.
That's not a good thing.
That's why we're all drinking beer right now.
Your eyes, they were burning like cigarettes on top of the hay. They could resurrect Lazarus up from the grave that somehow made you cry. The folds of your hands were rough like a carpenter's sword cut stone to nails and to hammers. Never would thought those nails would cut inside. Oh, your hands were blessed one holy, holy night. It was waiting inside of us. That dark place. You survivors. That you live in places I reckon you've been. And all that we saw were people that I know. And you take my eyes and the flaming lights. I saw something I thought for sure was missing. That it brought me to erase all my There was a knife buried deep inside the heart of our history. Learn how to love someone other than us. It was built on the sand. Hoping the waves would come to the door. Greet us with this scene and heaviness one. Redemption washing away all the thoughts we had.
I just met people. My wife was obvious, so. Yeah, I really don't know. I met everybody. I met everybody at different places, and then some people knew other people. Like I met you through people that were already in the band. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It was pretty random.
I think a better answer would be David wrote all these songs. He wrote a bunch of songs, like a CD's worth, by himself, and then he wanted to start playing out, and so he had to find people to play. Tell me if I'm wrong.
That's true.
I'm just trying to get
Second
from the beginning. Yeah. So on the second day, he said, no, but like, so he found people to play with them, and everybody just liked playing with them, and so they kept playing with them. And so like as he began to write new stuff, obviously the people were more involved, and so like on this newest EP, like it sounds totally different, but it also sounds way more like what you'll hear live, and so. Here we go.
So how does the songwriting process go now then with all?
So far, I mean the stuff that's been done so far, I've mostly done. So there hasn't been. I think it's been the last couple of months we've started taking some of the older songs and like kind of redoing them, and that started to be, I think, more of a group process. Maybe like an unnamed group, or like we haven't planned it that way, but there's definitely been people just like adding stuff. But normally, like I'll just start writing a song in my head and try to flesh out parts for it, and start demoing them out, and then I'll write out parts for some people, and then we'll play it.
I think one of the cool things about music too is that like everybody has their own personality. You can have 20 guitar players and they all will play guitar at least somewhat different, and so everybody in music, everybody has their own voice, just like they do singing or speaking or whatever. And so even when David writes all the parts and then gives them to everybody else in the band, it gets a different flavor.
Yeah.
It gets a new personality, and so it isn't in any way really the David Wimbish show.
Yeah.
Because even though he writes all the music, everybody takes what he writes and they make it their own.
Yeah.
And we start adding parts, and we'll change parts at different times, and so it's a really organic writing process, I think.
How does the number deal with touring? Like how did the tour go with your?
Take a shot of the van before you leave. A 12-passenger van that I borrowed from my father. It's a late '80s Chevy. It's pretty awesome.
12 passengers van, and we had 12 passengers in it. But it's surprisingly like I was actually talking about it today that like we really didn't have like a fight or a disagreement the entire time we were gone. Like it was super peaceful and just like really I mean, we'd spend like hours in the van just encouraging each other. So it was, people would be like, dude, how are you touring with 12 people? But it definitely went, I think, easier than most people's tours would go. So
Yeah.
The only thing that sucked was like taking stuff out of the trailer
and bathroom
and, like,
breaks.
putting it back in. Like,
Well, people lined up.
5-hour ride took like 7 hours.
Yeah.
Did we stop at one gas station that had 12 toilets?
Yep.
One of the only... Oh, sorry. Well, I was going to say one of the only problems with touring with 12 people is that the venues that had tabs, they got, like, some of them got kind of annoyed. So there was one place that had, one pizza for every 2 band members and then 3 free beers. And we were just, like, lined up and kept coming back for pizza. So that was the only thing is...
I mean, if everybody in the band drank, they don't. But, like, that one place we went and they had $10 per person.
Yeah.
So it's like, right off the bat, they're losing $120. It's just, that's, like, cheap, you know what I mean? We each got, like, a tiny little food thing and a beer, so that was pretty weird.
And even though we like informed them that there were 12 of us, it seemed like no one ever knew.
Yeah.
12 of you?
There's how many?
What?
Yeah.
What influences do you feel shine through the strongest, and how do you feel each of you bring your own influences to the table and bring the...
That's a hard question.
That is a hard question. You mean, like, musical influence?
Yeah.
As far as me, like, in writing, I really love a lot of world music. So I really like a lot of, like, Balkan gypsy stuff, and, like, early French pop music. I don't know, and I like big bands. I like bands with a lot of people. I like bands. I actually pretty much just like bands that don't have guitars in them. That's like, I think that's my biggest influence. So, and writing. And I'm not saying that I don't like guitars. I just meant as far as writing.
just like with other people.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I do like guitars. I just listen to a lot of bands that don't have guitars in them. Personally.
I think that really comes with what Steve said, as far as everybody bringing something different to the table, which is so cool. Like, it makes writing really fun. I mean, on the opposite end, it makes like doing a cover really hard. Because like we have like one cover song, it's because it's the one song in the world that everybody in the band could be like, yeah, I like that song. But like as far as like writing goes, I haven't even been involved in writing, so I'm just talking out of my butt here. But, it is really cool that like 12 people are coming together. What, 15? A lot of people are coming together and saying like, you know, I like this, I like this, I like this, and together we're gonna write a song that we all like. That's mind blowing.
Yeah.
So what's the one cover?
Postal Service, District Sleeps.
Nice.
So we've been doing. So, but I think we're also getting a little tired of it. So hopefully we'll figure it out.
I think something else that influenced our music too is I know like for me when I started, my skill level wasn't very high. And I know for a lot of us, we've kind of grown a lot as musicians as we played longer with the collection, and so I think David's writing has accommodated that as well in some of your newer stuff. It's more challenging for us, but it's something that we can do as well. So like when I started, I hadn't picked up my cello in probably like a year, and now I feel like I'm better than I've ever been. So that's something that's really cool and encouraging.
And let me say this on the record, just in front of everybody, because I've told David this before, but he's a really incredible leader. As far as getting everybody like something to play and like helping everybody to practice and stuff, and just like Stacy just said, being like, okay, so you can't play, you know what I mean, on the cello yet, that's cool, and like just like accommodating and being really super encouraging, and like being, I'll say like hard when he needs to be hard. He's just a really good leader. Not many people you know, like people older than him can't do that, and like so like I just wanted to say that on the record in front of everybody, even though the camera's rolling. Go ahead, internet. No.
Ready?
Yep.
I don't have the band.
1, 2, 3.